Hey Asphalt Lifers, welcome back to another episode of Hammer Time with Paul Casari. Today we're going to talk about the HighPoint Power Vent HT from Atlas. This power vent includes both a humidistat and a thermostat to help prevent damaging heat and moisture from building up in your attic. The HighPoint Power Vent has a pre-painted 22 gauged galvanized steel dome that is more durable than aluminum. It also comes in popular colors, black and weatherwood. Today we have a special guest, Brent Simmons from Restoration Roofing. Come on in, Brent.
What's going on, Paul?
Good to see you. Good to see you again.
Good.
So you're going to help us out with this power vent installation, right?
Absolutely.
Well, the first thing we got to make sure that is safety, right? So we're on the ground here, going to go on the deck, so we don't have to worry about being tied off.
Right.
But I do want to give you a pair of gloves, just so you don't cut your hands on some of this aluminum flashing. The difference that I see as a relatively novice to this is we have a power vent, and then you see your slant back vents, and you see your ridge vents. So what's the differences really between all three? Why would you use this one in comparison to a static vent or a ridge vent?
Well, so these are really good in situations where you don't have a lot of space to put a ridge vent.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of roofs out there that are hipped roofs, and they might be large attic areas, and you've got a tiny little ridge.
Yeah.
These are going to work perfectly in those situations.
And this vent also has a humidistat and a thermostat on there as well. So can you talk about the benefits of that?
Well, yeah, I mean, temperature and moisture are two things that can be issues in your attic. So having that humidistat as well as the traditional thermostat is really a neat feature to have on this.
All right, so now we're up on the deck, and the first thing you want to do is position the ventilation. So there's a few things to keep in mind, right? I would imagine you don't want to go into the deck and hit a rafter, right? So you want to make sure you're centered between there. And what are a few other common things you want to pay attention to when you're positioning the vent?
Yeah, so one of the things that's really important, it's an aesthetic thing, but like if you're putting this on the back of a house, you don't want it so high that it'll be visible from the front.
Gotcha.
Right? So, I mean, the spot that we're going to put it, we're going to be roughly in this area. So if this was a real house, you'd never see it from the front.
Right. So the first thing you want to do is, again, position the vent in the proper location. So we have to position, cut a hole, and there's a template provided on our packaging. It's 14.5-inch diameter. You can actually cut this out and use this as a template yourself. So determine where you want to put your template. And we kind of predetermined this because we looked on the bottom side and we know where the rafters are and are not. So let's go ahead and position that, and then we're going to draw a circle. Let me get this out and I'll give you the honors.
Awesome.
Draw the circle.
Alrighty.
All right, great job. So now our circle's drawn, so we're at the point now that we cut, right? So we're ready to cut. I would imagine we need to drill a hole to start.
Yeah, a little pilot hole. Just
Okay.
to get the jigsaw in.
Okay, good. Let's
chalk back.
Yep, let's do that. I'll give you the jigsaw. I'll take that from you. All right, so we have our hole in the deck. Brent, so the next thing is, let's drop that in. Is it that easy, or what do we have to do?
There's a little bit more work we have to do.
Okay, all right.
So we need to make sure that we get all the nails out that are going to interfere with the flange going in there.
Okay.
And we're going to have to trim these shingles just a little bit so it overlaps properly and we get a nice watertight seal.
Okay, great. So let's get started.
All right.
Hey Brent, it looks like we have all the nails out. Fantastic. So what's our next step? I know there's a lot of different ways to install this type of ventilation, right? And some contractors have personal preferences.
Right.
So what are the next steps that we're going to do here on this deck?
So what we're going to do, judging by the way this is going to line up over the hole, we need to trim these shingles down because these are going to actually overlap the flange here. And what that's going to do is basically seal it in so that it'll shed water properly.
Okay.
We've got a nice big flange on this product, which is really nice, but you still want to have your shingles overlap quite a bit.
Okay, great. So on the top side, the shingles are going to overlap the flange. On the bottom side, the flange is going to be over, so you get proper water flow and diversion.
That's correct.
All right, well, let's get started. So what do we need?
I'm just going to line it up with the bottom of the shingle here.
And you're going to go right from that cutout on down, okay?
Right from the edge. What I like to do, and it's just like a little extra touch, it's not necessarily in the instructions, but I like to get a nice sealant.
Oh, okay.
Like a sealant adhesive product.
Yep.
And I'm gonna put it around the bottom of the flange.
Okay.
Just to serve as a gasket.
Gotcha.
There's a knife.
So I'll drop this in the hole. All right, so now we're in place. So next step is the nail.
Yeah, we got to fasten it down. We took all these nails out. We also want to fasten the shingles back down where we had to remove the nails as well.
Okay, all right. So is there any tricks? It seems a little bit difficult here to drive those nails into this flange with this big dome on top here.
Right. So they've got these little bolts that you can remove. I always recommend doing that. I mean, it gets you a better angle of attack to hit the nail.
It just makes it a little bit easier?
Yep.
So now we're ready to nail, caulk, all the good stuff?
That is correct.
All right, where do we want to start?
All right, so we're just gonna start working our way around, putting nails through the shingle, into the flashing. So we've got good clearance on the top, so we can go ahead, let's start at the top, work our way down.
Okay, great. Here, I'll give you this hammer you can use. I'll take that from you. So we have it all nailed down. Next thing we're gonna go do is seal back the shingles, right? So we're gonna seal back the shingles. We're gonna put the dome on here. We did drop the power, the humidistat and thermostat controller into the attic space, and you want to get yourself a licensed electrician to go ahead and hook that up for you guys. But let's go ahead and seal this down, put the dome on, and pretty much call it a day.
That's right.
If you want to help me line this up,
all right,
I will try to get this started. All right, so we're all finished up. We have the dome into place, and the last thing you have to do is call a qualified electrician to hook the power up.
Yep.
But if you need additional information, data sheets, installation instructions, visit us at atlasroofing.com/ventilation, and we have all that stuff there for you if you need to. But really appreciate your time, Brent.
Yes,
Thank you very much for your help.
Thank you for having me.
For data sheets and additional installation instructions, visit us at atlasroofing.com/ventilation. And always visit our YouTube channel for additional Hammer Time videos. Until next time, live, roof, play. It's Hammer Time.